With all due honor and praise to the Most High, worship thee through the divine image of my wives. Amen. Welcome to the Horseman Podcast. And I'm back. Well, we're back. And we've been away for a couple shows. Let me finish this text real quick. I get right back. So we've been away for a couple of shows. Been on the road. I want to throw a shout out to Young Thug and happy birthday to him. Did a birthday party with him in Atlanta and some people, and it was eventful. And that's what I'll say about that. So we got a lot of stuff to get to. We did a couple shows. We did a show a couple weeks ago, and a lot of people were upset with some of the things that we said or felt a way about some of the things that we said. So, and this is what we talk about on the show. So this platform is for everybody to come and discuss how they feel and, all that good shit. But keep in mind, this is not a PC platform. When we're on here talking, chopping it up, discussing things, this is just two brothers talking. And, we're giving you guys insight to our conversation. We're letting you listen in to two brothers talk. And this is how we talk after the job is done. This is how we talk behind the scenes. So don't take what we say personally. We're here to uplift each other. It might not be nice. It might not be, full of roses and good things. Sometimes we're going to critique situations. Sometimes we're going to talk about the things that we don't like and the things that we've seen that we don't like. I think we've earned that right. Killa Jay's definitely earned that right. Just for the longevity and the experience, I think we've earned the right to critique our field of business and, take it for what it's worth. There's a reason why we've been able to do it so long. There's a reason why we still continue to do it at the top of the, mountain, as you say. There's a reason why we continue to stay up there. There's a reason why we continue to take on high-end A-list clients. And we want everybody to get to that level, or at least if you get to that level, to represent not only yourselves, but represent us and represent, black men in this field. We already get a bad rap. So we already working behind the 8 ball. So it's important that we represent correctly and that we correct our own mistakes. Nobody else in the field, nobody else in the business is going to help you, right? And that's not to say anything, racial or anything like that. That's just business, right? The Israeli special forces and all of them who have all these contracts with Britney Spears and they're not going to come and say, hey man, you're messing up. This is the way you do it. No. You're competition to them. You're competition to ex-military, ex-law enforcement, retired laws. You're competition to them. So they're not going to correct you when you make a mistake. We're unique, right? We're not ex-military. We're not ex-law enforcement, right? We are fighters and street dudes and ex-cons and, everything else. We fought the system and created a lane for ourselves. So forgive us if it's not, nice. But for us and guys like us, this is what we do. And we're not going to let nobody come in and decide this is an easy gig and I'm going to just go in here and put on this costume and pretend to be like these guys and get a check. Nah, we're not going to let that happen. So we're going to talk about it and we're going to, critique it and we're going to judge it and we're going to do all that. But if you think we're wrong and you think we're off base, tell us. Call in, say something. You know, I'm always learning. I'm always learning something. So, you know, I just happen to know a lot about this shit. But if you feel like you know more about it and you got a better way of doing it and, you know, you got the resume to prove it, by all means, man, show me something. You know, show me something. But we'll get to that. We'll have Jake call in. And I'm sure he's going to have a lot to say about the shit. So we'll hear what he has to say about it. You know. I want to speak on something that, you know, that I think people should be talking about and people aren't talking about, right? Give me 5 more minutes. So, this crate shit, right? This people with this crate shit. I know it's funny. I mean, I laughed at it. I laughed at it the first couple times I saw it, but then I started to see it on every timeline over and over and over and over and over again. Then I started paying attention. Then I started noticing that all the participants on this crate stuff, the vast majority of them were clearly drug addicts, right? Crackheads, if you will, right? So you have all these black people cheering on crackheads or clearly drug addicted people as they hurt themselves. Yeah, I don't know if I've seen that anywhere else. So I mean, it's just an observation, and maybe I'm looking too far into it, but just an observation, man. Women, you know, elderly, our women are drug addicted, are mentally ill, and we're putting them through Hunger Game trials. Just food for thought. But yeah, let's get Killa Jay on the phone. I know he got a lot of shit to say. So, once again, folks, this is the Horseman Law Podcast. It's the only place you can get real conversations from real bodyguards working in the field. You know, like, share, subscribe, do all that bullshit. You know, and if you're interested in getting into business and you're interested in learning or taking a tutorship, an apprenticeship, please reach out to Horseman Fan on IG. Killa Jay.
What's going on, brother? How you doing?
What's up, my G?
Oh, man, just we're at work, man, dealing with this stuff over here, man. A lot going on.
I believe it. So I was just telling the people about, you know, our show a couple weeks ago, and those who were upset about the show a couple weeks ago. And I was just explaining how, you know, this ain't a PC situation. We're not here to be politically correct, but I think we got a place to judge and critique. What you think?
Most definitely. You know what? This right. This is what throws me off about last week, right? And I'm just a little bit taken back because this format, number one, is about building a race. The United States of America is trying to destroy the black man. The United States of America is trying to destroy the black man. All right. So therefore, it behooves me that we build up fathers. We want black people, black men, security to have their own business, have a legacy for their children, be financially secure. We want these. If you're working armed security, then get paid like armed security. If you're making $250, $300 a day armed security, the daily rate, you're not even making money. That's no type of money. No person is doing that. The thing, look, I mean, first of all, I'm going to say congratulations. My boy, Big Brandon Simmons, retired from bodyguard, put his money into a hedge fund, checked out over close to $500,000. Russell Wilson, the quarterback of the Seattle Seahawks, was being outrageous, being an asshole. You know what he told him? My man, you enjoy yourself. I'm good. And retired.
Facts.
That's what I'm talking about. When you have money to sit back, and his son Jackson will live a prosperous life. But it behooves me as men. I've worked for the biggest and the best in the world.
That's a fact.
I ran security for the U.S. Olympic basketball team when they went to the Olympics. Allen Iverson was the head, was the captain. It behooves me that when we say something, somebody would take it. This is why I say this. First of all, if you're a head of security, right?
Right.
And you don't have if your client didn't pay you your retainer or salary during the pandemic, how does your client care about you? All these people on Instagram, oh, my client. Okay, how many bodyguards? I want to see 25 bodyguards show us they got paid either a retainer or full salary during the pandemic. I know I did.
Absolutely.
I know the house I bought during the pandemic. I know I did.
Absolutely.
Saw it August 12th, purchased it August 19th. Son came, my mini-me was there swimming in the pool August 25th. I just get mad, Tank, when the reality is you and me don't have to speak about anything. But I'm not going to see the world desecrate black men. I'm not going to see the world because a guy is white. He makes more than that. I'm going to tell you something. Somebody said something about Anton. Anton started working with me when I was with 50 Cent. He worked for a group. It was the Unarmed and Armed. I used a group called Platinum Security out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Anton was armed. He made $180 a day. The rest of the security, unarmed, armed, made $500. When we did video scoops, video shoots, Interscope paid everybody $350. The checks, the invoice was approved by Herbie Remain.
Facts.
When I was with Allen Iverson, I got paid by the 76ers. Anything other than that, Reebok paid. If I tell you the number, you'll fall out of your seat. So when all these guys are my client or this, okay, if you're the head of security for anybody right now, if you're not making over $25,000 a month, what are you the head of security of? And the thing that makes me so mad, you and me ain't got to take pop shots at nobody in this world. I ain't never in my life, I sit on a toilet, take a shit, not a piss.
Facts.
I want to send shots out to Vernon because I talked to Vernon. You know what I'm saying? He's a good brother. I know Vernon for years. His little brother Q was with A Boogie in the Hoodie.
Okay.
It just makes me mad, Tank. Anybody would think this is the reality. Whether it was a Horseman podcast or not, your offspring, your household, your wives are taken care of. My situation over here is beautiful. I'm just trying to figure out I've been in the game for 20 plus years. I'm just trying to figure out how can somebody misinterpret we're trying to disrespect. That's not what we do. Now, this is what we said. If you're going to, I'm taken back because, let me calm down. I'm taken back because these rappers say they hate law enforcement, but they hire white guards. These rappers say
not just white guards, but they hire police. Supposedly.
That's the second thing. I ain't finished. So you hire white police officers, but as you say, I'm confused, bro. That's why I told you before. There's not a rapper. Let me tell you something. There's not a rapper in this world that I could work for because I know the fuckery. I don't need nobody to tell me a story time. I live that. Then Tank, this is what makes me mad. I don't know a lot of people, but I know two people that have fought for the black race. I turned 10 months into 4 years, 7 months. You couldn't use a telephone because they had it. They were robbing blacks coming from canteen. You went to the shower, it's fucking 500 men in the shower. Blacks in the right shower. I fought for my race. You fought for your race. So how the fuck did we trying to down our, how can anybody think we trying to down our race when we fought for our race?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I took 10 months, like I said, I know where I was at. I'm 1846-51. I know what I did. I know how much time I ran up. That shit just makes me so, let me tell you something, my nigga. What another nigga eat don't got nothing to do with my diet. What another nigga lift, they ain't got nothing to do with my physique. What another nigga drive ain't got nothing to do with my vehicle. But it's me being a grown-ass black man and a father and a businessman, I want to see my people be uplifted. If you walk behind somebody, you should have full medical. You should be on salary. If your day rate is $300, you can't even live off that. I went school shopping. $300 only covered uniforms at motherfucking Old Navy. My Sunday brunch today was $4.25. Shit. You know what time it is? Our dinner in motherfucking at Rolling Loud, the first one was $6.98. The second one was $5.25.
That's a fact.
So if my day rate is $400, what are we gonna do? Go Dutch? So my thing is like this. If me, and I can say this, because I stand on my 10 toes. We weren't trying to offend anybody. We weren't trying to offend anybody. We were just simply saying, if you're going to have this type of look, make sure you're getting paid. If you're dressed like you in Fallujah and you're on the streets in America, make sure you're getting paid. Because I tell you what, there's not a white armed bodyguard in this world that's doing armed security that's not making $1,200. Right now, there's not 25 bodyguards for rappers that pay over $1,000.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
When you and me was with Drake, we know we got paid.
Absolutely.
You can call Mike, you can call Shane, you can call Jeremiah, you can call Eddie. They're not getting $500 a day.
And you know this, these are the same motherfuckers that will tell you to your face, they don't think you worth that kind of money.
So let me tell you something. How come right now, you got if a black guy right now goes from the military and goes to Berryfield, Virginia, that's the firearms school, joins one of these EPO classes, extra protection classes, get a license, I can promise you, and get a job as a rapper, he's not, first of all, the course costs more than what the rapper gonna pay you. Facts. That says it all right there. Mm-hmm. And how many of these guys are at the range? Right. Right. A lot of these cats, if they were doing it properly, you're going to spend more on gun insurance if you're a gunman. You're going to spend more on gun insurance than you got paid your daily rate. Right. You're going to spend more on ammunition than what you're getting paid. That part. Let me tell you something. This is the reality. Just like everybody saw the movie years ago called The Warriors, what did Cyrus say? It's 260,000 gang members. It's only 60,000 police. You trying to tell me every rapper that got a mic, every basketball player, football player, if everybody stood behind them was like, yo, this is your price. We need $750 to $1,500 a day. And everybody stood on that, I guarantee it would change. How did Norm come from Holland, say he did all this with the most bogus resume, and Jay-Z paid him $450,000 a year. And Norm couldn't carry chapstick because he was on a visa, but he knew if he put on a motherfucking blazer with a white button-up shirt and an earpiece, that the average urban person in America, because Jay-Z is an artist, would think he was the feds. Norm got by. Yep. Yep. Norm had the game sewed up. Norm had Drake before we took Drake. That's Norm true. Had Naomi Campbell, Lady Gaga, yep. Rihanna, yep. Beyonce. Julius don't carry a gun. And Julius get paid $400,000 a year, plus run transportation. So, but when we say something, people take like, you and me ain't never thrown no rocks and hit our hands. We don't got to talk shit about nobody. But if somebody thinks we're talking shit about them, we can say this. You know what? We weren't talking shit about you. If you took it that way, we humbly apologize because we did not beat anybody up our tongues. That's not what we do.
Facts.
If I'm be in this game and you can't be in this game and we tell them, yo, this is what it is, and you get offended, how? My football coach told me when I played against Montgomery Junior College, they think that you're nothing. They think that all you are is motherfucking just strong. What the fuck are you going to do? They're going to make you jump off sides. He drilled it in my head. I smashed them motherfuckers. It just blows my mind, Tank. That's why I promised myself today, after the day, I won't give away free advice ever again in my life. Rock, I will keep my opinion in my back pocket next to my Copenhagen. Rock on.
Ungrateful. These motherfuckers ungrateful.
It just blows my mind. I wish to God, when I started off in this business, I'd have had an OG that saw everything I wanted to see, that did what I wanted to do, to tell me what's going on. I wish somebody would have told me, yo, my man, even if you're getting paid $400 a day, man, take $25 of that, start a money market account. Get a money earning interest checking account. Because we're bodyguards. Try to find a 401k plan that you could put that. This is the funny shit, Take. If you try to get life insurance right now, these people's day rate don't even cover the first rate of the life insurance. Wow. How many bodyguards got life insurance right now?
That's a good question.
But you and me say something, we're wrong. That's why, man, you know what? I salute you guys. I will never give free advice again. My opinion on what I see, I apologize. I will shut the fuck up and keep it moving.
Nah, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that because we the ones got to fight that battle. See, we the ones got to fight that battle. See, we the ones that motherfuckers look at and say, "Oh man, you're not worth that kind of money."
Hey, this is the funny shit, Tank. We're gonna be truthful. You and me deal about all the politics like Kamala Harris does.
Facts.
People, no one knows what we go through. I can say I didn't gave over 250 men in the world security jobs or connections.
That's right.
You and me didn't vouch for more men than motherfucking State Farm Insurance. I'm not talking about being on the corner fighting. I'm not talking about shooting. I'm talking about, yo, my man, this is a good guy. Whether it be a nightclub, whether it be a transportation job, whether it be an assistant job, whether it be like, yo, man, my cousin got a mixtape. He just trying to get close to producer. We don't got to do none of that. We did all that.
That's right. For free.
For free. Whether it be the client's cousin wants to get a certain type of dog. We didn't put them with these breeders that cost $8,000 for a dog. They get it for motherfucking $250.
Mm-hmm. And kill the dog.
And the breeder ships it to him. But it's cool. I'm good. But once again, I apologize if somebody took what I was saying offensive the wrong way. Because like I said before, my name is Killa Jay Jugs Jason. I'm not John Wilkes Booth. I don't assassinate nobody.
Well, I'll say this, man. I'm not here to be PC. I'm not here to be kind and gentle to nobody because wasn't nobody kind and gentle to me. So I'm not finna be here kissing nobody's ass. Now we're gonna tell you what we see, and we're gonna tell you if we don't like it. Period, point blank. Because ultimately, everybody coming into this industry right now, everybody coming into this game right now are our children. If you coming into this game, unless you can tell me you've been doing it for 25 plus years, unless you can run down the resume to me, that makes sense. You are a child to me. And that's just the period point blank of it. If you got an argument about it, you can show me they could doing it better. You can show me you doing it better. What you always say? Show me a W-2 saying you've been paid by a client for longer than a couple years. You're gonna have to show me proof of works before you can tell me I can't say something about this business. And that's the problem. Everybody coming into this business as a fucking journeyman, and ain't nobody apprenticed. Ain't nobody went through apprenticeship program. Everybody woke up one morning and decided they was going to be a bodyguard.
Yep.
And the motherfuckers that's been doing it forever, we got to fight. We got to fight to get our fucking money.
Yep.
Why? Because a motherfucker going to look at you and say, well, damn, this motherfucker over here, he getting paid $150 and you want damn near $1,000 a day.
Thank you. Come on. I'm going to tell you the funny shit, right? This is the funny shit, right? Look. I got this. The boss. Right back.
Yep. And like I said, or like I was saying, we got to argue the pay rates based on their perception of what our value is. So when we start talking about white guys, other guys, and this and that, it ain't a racial thing. It's a cultural thing, right? The perception is that this Caucasian in a suit or this non-black male in a suit with a lapel pin is worth more than we are. That's the perception. Our problem and what our job is to disprove that perception. And in order to disprove that perception, we have to create a reality of what our value and worth is. When we see dudes in the field fucking up or distorting that perception, you set us back. You set everybody back in the business. That's all. When you fall victim to the traps, that are being laid before you, and we don't say nothing about it, we don't do nothing but fuck up our own perception, our own value, our own worth, right? If we do a show and say, look, we do a show nicely and say, hey, stop wearing the badges, stop dressing up like law enforcement, because it's going to potentially be a setup for you to get charged with impersonating an officer. If we do that 3 weeks before somebody actually catch a charge for impersonating an officer, what does that tell you? We've already seen it coming. I've already seen the play. We've been here long enough. Now, don't get me wrong. The rainbow colored hair boy, his people who got that charge, that wasn't the first time. That wasn't the first time security individuals got hit with that charge. No. This is years. We've seen it years ago. It just ain't been public. That wasn't the first time somebody got hit with a kidnapping charge or unlawful restraint for taking cell phones. Nah, we've seen that years ago. Just wasn't public. That's why we're here. That's what our purpose is to educate you, show you what we've seen. It's the blessing and the curse. See, before this and before these platforms, you had to know somebody. Right? You had to know somebody. You had to apprentice under somebody. You had to get up under somebody's wing that knew what they were doing in order to pass down this information. Now, the problem with that is only a few people get the information. So then you have an industry that explodes. You have a career opportunities that happen to all these brothers in the hood, all these brothers from the street. Such and such just got on. Such and such just got on. All right, I'm gonna bring my boy on. He gonna be my security. He gonna do this. He gonna do that. He don't know what he doing. Ain't nobody told him what to do. Ain't nobody told him the intricate politics that go along with this fucking business. How do you create longevity? How do you continue to survive in this business? That's what the Horseman Law Podcast is about. Now, if you want to go somewhere and learn military tactics and, how to clear a room, I've done all that. How to clear a room, how to, tactical driving, tactical gun battles, urban warfare, all that. I've done all those classes. Cool. You can do that. Go do that. Somebody wants to put you out there with a gun and a vest and have you roll in the grass and jump around, pick up shit, run. Yeah, you can go do all that. Yeah. And that might be good. It might help you in the field. But this is different. This is hip hop. This is street politics. This is gang banging. This is penitentiary life. This is ex-cons. This is drug dealers. This is pimps, prostitutes. This is what we deal with. This is our field of expertise. My brother always tell you, hey, like you in Fallujah. I ain't in Fallujah. I ain't never been. I ain't in Afghanistan either. I ain't ever going there either. But I might not tell you what Afghanistan looked like, but I can tell you what South Central looked like. I could tell you what Crenshaw looked like. I could tell you what Slauson looked like. I could send you down to Baton Rouge. We can go down to New Orleans, right? We can go down to Atlanta. We can go to Miami, right? We can go there. We can go to New York where Perfections is. We can go to New Jersey. We can go to Queens. I could tell you what that shit looked like. See, you can compare war zones all you want. But statistically, you understand what I'm saying? Growing up in LA, growing up in New York, growing up in all these different places in DC, growing up in all these different places, there are more murders in Chicago than there ever was in some of these war zones. That's just reality. You can take it however you want it. And guess what, brothers? Who are the front line? You are. So when you decide you want to be a bodyguard in hip hop, when you decide you want to be a bodyguard for Little Tay or, whoever the fuck, that's where you're going. You're going to the front line. You're going out there with all that bang, bang, shoot 'em up. And it's only getting worse. It ain't going to get no better. Joe Biden ain't coming to help you. Kamala Harris ain't coming to help you. These gun laws ain't coming to help you. It's the funniest shit in the world. You think these niggas is worried about catching COVID? Is you crazy? You think they give a fuck about a COVID? Might give a fuck about coronavirus? You serious? Jacksonville? You think they worried about corona? You crazy? These niggas is trying to survive every day. There's gun battles every day. Shootouts every day. People get shot at and go right back to business. Ain't that a bitch? Get shot at, go right back to work. Where they do that? Where they do that at? That's the business you want to be a part of. This is shit you want to be. This is shit you want to be in. This is shit you want to do. Get shot at, go back to work. And expect what? Expect what? You get shot at during the day and then go to the club at night. Same area. Probably the same people. Ain't been no arrest. So you compare that. You compare that to soldiers who are patrolling in areas. And no disrespect to the soldiers. I'm just saying, No disrespect to the soldiers. I discriminate against no war zone. All war zones are terrible. All battlefields are terrible. There's not one worse or better than the other. But don't think this business and what we do and what we talking about, don't lessen the value of what we talking about because your feelings is hurt. Because somebody says something you don't like. Eat the meat. Spit out the bones. You might not like everything we say. You might not like the way we say it. Eat the meat. Spit out the bones. Because being upset about it and being mad about it don't mean nothing. It really don't mean nothing. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be, unsensitive. But it don't mean nothing. Being mad don't mean nothing. It really don't. You just be mad. You'll just be upset. Because I don't get mad at nobody. If I ain't married to you, I don't get mad at you. Period. The only people I get mad at. Other than that, what do you want to do? So, be advised, man. We're not trying to do shit to hurt you. We just want you to learn and grow. And you might come across something that we need to know about. I wouldn't expect you to be nice about it. There's not a lot of people that like me or Killa Jay. We don't do this shit to be liked. I'll be the first one to tell you. All my hip hop clients fired me. Be the first one to tell you. All of them. If they was a rapper, they fired me. Period. It don't have nothing to do with protection. It ain't never had nothing to do with protection. Most of the time, it was about money. Because you can't tell me what I'm worth. So you either going to pay me or I'm the other half of that. You either pay me or something's going to happen. Now, that don't mean you have to continue to hire me. I'm not built in a way that I can be somewhere I'm not valued. I'm just not built that way. But you're going to pay me what I'm worth. You're going to pay me for the work I've done. You're going to pay me from what, I contributed. Now, that don't mean you have to continue to. That don't mean you have to keep me employed. That don't mean you have to. No, I'll move on. But you're going to pay me what I'm worth. And that's the important thing. But first, you have to be worth something. That's the key. First, you have to be worth something. First, you have to be good. You have to be good at this shit. Then you get paid what you're worth. That's why my motto, and I'm a firm believer in, don't accept no money from nobody to protect them if you can't protect them. If you know in your heart you can't protect them. If you know you can't keep nothing from happening to them. If you know in your heart the most you can do is be just like them, a victim. If you know that, don't take no money. Don't take no money from nobody. Don't take no money from nobody to protect them. If you know that. Don't do that. You do yourself a disservice. You do the person that you're pretending to protect a disservice. Be good at what you do, man. Get the psychological aspects of the game. Right? Get all that. And then the paperwork side of the game. He dropped some jewels on that. Life insurance, do you have it? Gun insurance, do you have it? Do you have lawyers on retainer? Do you have a fund for charges in case you get some? You can have somebody represent you in court. Bail money, do you have bail money? See, that's just some of the things we're talking about. You know, we can get deep. We can get real deep. Right? You carry a firearm. From the moment you carry a firearm, I'll tell you something. And I'm going to drop this jewel just because I'm feeling, nice. Every time I leave my house with my gun, I'm building my defense. The difference between me and people like me and others, every time you leave a house with the gun, every time you leave your house with your gun, you are helping the prosecution. Every time. Every time you leave the house, everything you do from the moment you leave the house, you're helping the prosecution. Whether it's your telephones, the triangle of the telephones, whether it's your behavior, your mentality, whether it's the things you said to people, all that is helping the prosecution. You're building a case against you the moment you leave the house. With me, the moment I leave the house, I'm building my defense. Everything I do when I leave the house with my firearm is tailored to my defense. Every phone call I make, every text message I send is to build my defense. That's just a jewel. So every time you see these rappers on the videos with the guns, prosecution. Easy. On IG, posting with the pictures, I kill a nigga, blah, 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 blah. You can get this work. I'm smoking this, I'm smoking that. Prosecution. Oh, they got guns and drugs together. Prosecution. Oh, you got a ton of videos in your phone with you and the homies. High as fuck with your guns loaded. Prosecution. Right? You got text threads. Nothing but text threads of you threatening people in your text messages, in your DMs. Nigga, I'm gonna kill you. And I see you. What's going on popping when I see you? Prosecution. Don't touch a firearm unless you know the rules and laws in carrying that firearm. And if you're going to be in this business, if you're going to be in this field, make it difficult to get you. Make it hard. Make it hard to convict you. And you might say, oh, this nigga's full of shit. I've been acquitted in 2 gun cases. That's just the facts. Thank God. One acquittal, 1 dismissal. But that's it, neither here nor there. Build your defense. Everything you do should be building your defense. My oldest brother once told me, he said, listen, if you want to do one thing wrong, one thing, you want to do one thing wrong, you got to do everything right. It's the only way you can get away with it. One thing wrong. People don't understand. People don't realize, the detectives, the homicide detectives, the special criminal investigators, the task force, their jobs are easy. You've made them easy for them to get you. Social media, Instagrams, text messages, DMs. With those 3 things, you're done. Be careful what you're texting. Be careful what you're DMing. Be careful what you're posting. Be careful of the pictures you're taking. Be careful of the cell towers. They can track your phone. Get lawyers. I'm telling you, gentlemen, it's just the beginning. Them getting people in our business for impersonating officers are just the beginning. Oh, awesome. Let's get Killa Jay back. Killa. Is he on?
Hello?
Yo.
Yeah, man. You know, it's a job call, man.
What they talking about?
A whole lot of everything. Yeah, Tank. So, okay, I'm going to put that thing to bed we talked about earlier, right? I'm going to say this, right? I'm going to say 4 things. Number 1, I got to speak on this, right?
Yeah.
Regarding the culture of what's going on in Afghanistan, I'm really disappointed in our veterans because anybody with any type of common sense with history knows that motherfucking America fucking bum rushed Afghanistan. Afghanistan had nothing to do with 9/11. They know Dick Cheney, Donald Rumsfeld. Nobody from Afghanistan had anything to do with 9/11. They know that. All right?
Right.
You steal in the next. Why? This is what no one says. Why is everybody trying to get in Afghanistan? Why are you trying to tell them how to run their country? I promise you this. Last night in Madrid, last night in the Philippines, a woman probably got raped. Somebody probably got robbed. Somebody probably stole some drugs. America don't give a fuck about that. But y'all want the natural resource of Afghanistan. That's like if they keep coming to your neighborhood for 20 years in your neighborhood, and all of a sudden the people are like, man, fuck this, we're fighting. Why? You didn't lock up people in Guantanamo Bay for 20 years, and now they're free.
Because you just said the key word. You just said the key word. The poppy. The poppy.
If we're going to really talk reality, right? Donald Rumsfeld started the war. He said the war would be over in 6 days. It wasn't. Okay, boom. Everybody knows that Dick Cheney ran Halliburton. Okay, boom. He got $31 million as a payout. Okay, but he still ran it. All right. Number 2. You want to talk about Osama bin Laden, right? Boom. Okay. Well, in 2001, listen to me. The Taliban had Osama bin Laden ready to turn him over. America like, no, we don't want him. But you needed one thing about this country: fear, racism, conspiracy, segregation. Now, anybody in their right mind would know, the coronavirus, now there's Delta virus, now there's triple vaccines. Meanwhile, you don't understand the narrative. You got people that still can't pay their fucking rent. You got motherfuckers that are so in debt, it's crazy. Then on top of that, school's open. You got fathers and mothers that can't afford school clothes, book bags. You got people saying, I don't even have a car. My car got repoed from the pandemic. How am my kid going to get to school? Then you got kids that have been alienated. Now they're back in school. Some of these kids will suffer severe depression from being alienated. Okay. But now you say Afghanistan. Okay. That's not enough. Now all of a sudden you got to wear a mask. Okay. You got to it's one thing, but see, this is the shit no one talk about. This country is like playing spin the bottle. Man, I want to see her big titties, but the bottle goes to somebody else. You guys spin it and hoping to go to something else because we're foolish enough to fall for it. America knows this. You niggas created slavery. Cops always been fucked up towards minorities. The laws are fucking towards minorities. The jobs are fucking toward minorities. You've been racially profiling. It's so many narratives they do. How come this, right? I'm trying to think of the court case. No, this is what it is. I'm sorry. These 2 brothers killed a Chicago police officer, right? Their friend, they got a gun from their friend. He lives in Indiana, right? Charged a friend with a federal crime. But Kyle Rittenhouse's friend did the same exact thing from him, and he didn't get a federal charge.
Crazy. And Kyle killed 3 people.
And Kyle Rittenhouse was 17.
So he wasn't even supposed to have a firearm.
Anybody knows this. The number one charge will be first is delinquency of a minor. That's number one. He's a minor. Number two, you transporting a semi-automatic rifle or firearm across state lines in commission of a felony, murder. But don't nobody say nothing. It's like, then on top, this is what people should really be. If you have enough white people in this country saying January 6th didn't happen, you best believe how much shit they really covering up. How is it easy for them to be the heroes and for us to be the villains? No one says that. Then let me tell you something. LeBron James, Benjamin Crump can't save everybody in America. It's 3.64 million people in America. All right, there are minorities in that number. People do not know how to stand for action. You can't be Black Lives Matter on Thursday, but on Friday, you, Becky, and Felicia at the club together. Man, let me tell you something, bro. I don't even watch the news no more. Then there's another thing. Everybody, hold on one second.
It's on a tangent. Becky and Felicia. That's hilarious. Well, I hope you guys are enjoying the content. Horseman Law Podcast. Subscribe, like, share, do all that bullshit, I guess. If that's what it takes. I mean, you know, send it to some real ones though, man. I don't want nobody crying and moaning, man. Send it to some real ones.
Hello?
I understand. Yeah, go ahead.
And see, Tank, that's the stuff. Or look at the black ladies that went to a bar at Harper's Ferry. We're not talking about Live nightclub on Sunday. We talk about Harper's Ferry. How a bouncer? First of all, there's not a bouncer in Harper's Ferry. No, I'm sorry. Martha's Vineyard will tell the black her ID was fake. The cop came there and said it was real. This is like the George Floyd case. When do these civilians have this Secret Service training for fake ID and counterfeit?
That's a good question. And who are going to be the people who supposed to check for COVID credentials?
Yeah.
Who going to do that now?
Or Tank, this is the funny thing. If you have a 7-year-old, say, fuck it, a 14-year-old child, right? And this guy's 6'4", 250. You trying to tell me the same vaccine for somebody 6'4", 250 is for a 14-year-old child?
Ooh.
Whose body ain't developed yet?
Come on.
Like you're not even making no sense. But no one's saying nothing. Then on top of that, when have you ever, this country is in such horrible financial grief that you're giving away $1 million, $2 million for a lottery to take a shot? You're giving away firearms, but you said firearms are bad.
Crazy.
You're giving away money, vacations. If somebody don't see, I'm not saying there's no COVID. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying when somebody is listening, you don't got niggas selling black tar heroin trying to get the spike in somebody's arm that fast. Like, what's really going on? But don't nobody say about that.
No.
My thing is this. Sooner or later, prime example, you guys going to let Chris Cuomo retire, get his fat-ass pension, but you motherfuckers dog Deshaun Watson.
Oh. Carried him. And you ain't heard nothing else about it. That means all that shit was false.
You niggas dog Kareem Hunt. You know what I'm saying? But don't nobody say about that. But this man collect his pension is all willy-nilly.
Look what they did to Brown.
And it's the funny thing. You guys let Bill O'Reilly had $50 million of sexual assault, sexual misconduct, sexual harassment. He's still doing podcasts. He still get paid by Fox. You got Matt Gaetz. Let me tell you something right now. If somebody said that you and me was goddamn peddling minor pussy, we'd be underneath for the jail. We'd be fighting for bed space. but Matt Gaetz still a senator? The mere fact that he had his friend make an underage girl an ID and him a fake ID, never ID, but they still got their jobs. The mere fact he was a county tax expert, he's on a tax board, he was fucking pulling up celebrities' background checks. Man, bye. This is the stuff that people supposed to get mad at, but they don't.
And you see,
but let you and me say that Diet Coke is bad for you. What the fuck you niggas mean is bad for you? I'm cool, bro. That's what he's telling you. This world is the worst case. There's more unity on the Chicago Bears than it is the black bodyguard community. That says it all.
That's a fact. I mean, but you see why it is, though. You see why it is because of the perceptions, man. People look at black bodyguards like they ain't shit.
No. I'm gonna go one further for you. This is the realest shit I'm gonna say to you, right? This is what people don't realize. All right. I'm not gonna say the client's name. Okay. Spoon was working for a client. The guy, Norm, had the contract. Spoon worked for 5 months. On the 6th month, Spoon asked the client, who am I supposed to invoice to get paid? The client said, you ain't been paid? Like, nah, because Norm said I got to go through him, but I don't work for Norm. I got my own business. That's how cocky somebody was. You out here, even though it was an OG call to get him out there, that Norm gonna say he didn't even know the politics that got him out there. Oh, you got to work through me. Wow. And an average dummy would have fell for that. Then bamboozled.
Yep.
This is the funny thing. You got so many white guys. Okay, Halsey's bodyguard. He's on a visa. He can't even call 911 on somebody. Okay, you get on a visa. He can't even get to an altercation. If he get to a fender bender and he say "fuck you," he can get in trouble.
Right.
No one even see that's the shit. It's the bamboozle. But people misunderstand when we're trying to say tighten up. Now we both wear rolling loud. We both seen every type of clown security in the world. You had the fake white guys stay there from Baghdad, Fallujah that did nothing. You had the other blacks. You had the black securities working there. They was eating fried chicken, taking videos and selfies. Then you had the guys with the crossing guard vests on. They weren't doing anything but harassing black people. Then you had the group from Florida. They hired a bunch of senior citizens. You and me watched this guy that was no bigger than a goddamn piece of lint get mollywopped on the back gate. This guy, he couldn't even handle the blizzard machine at Dairy Queen, but you got a security shirt on controlling the entrance and exit.
They're getting destroyed.
Told you, man.
But that's the business, man. That's the problem. That's why we're here, man. This is what the show is about. Like you said, nobody was there to teach you. You had to learn the hard knocks.
In fact, I try to tell people, listen to me, bro. I don't know any security that's armed that has a New York City gun permit that can provide security. I don't know any security that's armed that has the city of Chicago gun permit. I don't know any security that's armed that has a New Jersey gun permit. I don't know any security that's armed that has an Ohio gun permit. I could be wrong, but I've never met anybody armed that had an Ohio gun permit. I could be wrong. But I know New York, New Jersey, Chicago, most definitely. I've never met nobody that was a civilian. Definitely law enforcement, but never been a civilian. Mm-hmm. Now, the state of Illinois might be something different, but the city of Chicago, I've never met nobody that was armed, like an average security guy.
Right.
Maybe a bounty hunter, but I don't know the laws like that there.
Right. Well, see,
in New York City, no, that's not happening.
Yeah. See, but the question is this, and this is where we have to get clarification. In order to be armed legally, you have to be an active police officer. Now, what people don't know, what people don't know is if you are an active police officer bodyguarding, you are essentially moonlighting.
Yes.
Right? You are essentially working off the books. Because if you are an active a sworn police officer working as a bodyguard, you have to get permission from is the watch commander, correct?
Yep.
Right? You have to get permission of your watch commander or your higher ups to allow you to work in that capacity. Now, these are just the facts. I ain't hating on nobody. I ain't trying to stop your money, but I'm just telling you, these clients out here who are hiring active police officers, sworn police officers, not retired, not formal police officers. I'm talking about active police officers. You are hiring somebody who was working off the books. And if it came down to it, could not say they were working for you because they would lose their pension.
Yep.
That's just a fact. Now, these dumb motherfuckers, you a rapper, you this, you that, you don't know no different. You don't know no better.
Yep.
You just got some clown, some manager, some assistant, some dude telling you, oh, well, you should get you a fucking white guy with a badge.
Come on.
That's the type of shit we fighting.
Did little baby just hire 2 white armed guys?
Come on. I don't know who they are. I don't know who they are or what they do. But I'm just telling you, man. This is the problem, man. They're gonna have to start researching who they hiring and checking the backgrounds of who they hiring, or at least go through some people who are validated.
Listen, I will say this: the rapper, the baby, right? This happened like 3 months ago, right? They had these guys, because him and his girl had a house in LA, whatever. He wanted armed security. So you know what the baby did, right? He went to each guy. Excuse me, how you doing? Good to see you, bro. Are you armed? Show me your firearm. He got to the second guy. Are you armed? Oh, I left it in the car. Well, you have a nice day. Get off my property.
Facts.
That's how it's supposed to.
Facts.
The last person to do that was Curtis Jackson. He asked the guy, are you armed? Where is it? Let me see it. The guy made this remarkable story up that Jesus flew to heaven and the angels were bringing it back down. So he said, look, when you get to Jesus, get your gun and go home. But see, it don't be like that. Let me tell you something. This would be so crazy. Remember that game? I think it started in New York City, right? It's 3 cups. And they put like a ball or a piece of cloth under it, and the guy moves it around. And that cup, that's what guys do.
Yeah.
I forget the name of that game. But
Shell game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, Tank, this is what I tell you before. You said everything right. If you're armed and secure in this business, if you're not charging, you could say, okay, say $750, but more like it has to be $1,000 a day. You should be getting that pay. There's no way you should. Then on top of that, the type of insurance that you're supposed to have to be an armed guard is way different than an unarmed security.
Absolutely.
Because listen to me, whether we like them or not, the security on The View, all the Atlanta hip hop, all even The Voice, those guys are insured. Even the guys that work for the fucking weird ass Kardashians, those guys have to have a certain amount of money on their insurance.
At least $1 million policy.
Yeah, it's not more.
Yep. At least. And that's just a liability policy.
Come on.
That's just a liability policy. That don't even cover your ass.
Nope.
That just keeps the client from getting charged.
When Pascal got sued, this is one thing people don't understand about this one thing. Kim Kardashian is who she is, but one thing about her, Kim Kardashian, she interviews the people. That's number one. Number two, they go over all your paperwork. That's why when she got robbed, Pascal ate it because A, he was security, B, she's not supposed to worry about nothing, and C, that he will be liable for the jewelry and not her.
Wow.
And so the jeweler sued him because he's supposed to provide security. See, people don't realize when a lot of these people, majority of the time, when these people deal with these jewelers, if it's not like Little Jack Joe the jeweler, I'm telling you, these real upper echelon jewelers,
Right.
then they insurance.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people that are really in this business know that I have security with me, and they've already told the jeweler before the bodyguard knows if something happens to me, my bodyguard's insured because he's providing my protection. That jewelry is on the client, so therefore it's part of the client.
Wow. 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 I mean, and that goes back to a lot of the guys with all this jewelry. A lot of that jewelry they ain't paid for yet.
No, majority, like every video shoot, the jeweler, the glasses are all rented.
Right.
The cars are leased or whatever
Right.
for the video shoot.
Exactly. And they have to be protected. They have to be protected.
If we want a video shoot, right, and you had a car and some jewelry, and the jewelry in the car got stolen, the jeweler could sue the set for improper security, sue the artist for not proper security. Like, it's like people don't understand. There's so much that could really happen. Like, people don't really expose that no more. But because, nowadays, these sets, people now, it's not about the most secure location. It's just a location. And the companies they use to fucking provide security for these video shoots aren't the best security anymore. It's like, who's the cheapest?
Of course.
So now, in reality, a lot of mayhem could happen based upon, you remember before, a lot of video shoots are on closed sets. So you can't get on there. But that's how it used to be. But now you can pull up anywhere and shoot. Because remember, the cheaper the location, the more you can save off your budget.
Right. And you got to remember, a lot of these rappers are paying for their own videos now.
Yeah.
So they want to make them as cheap as possible.
Let me tell you something. If you broke down majority of video shoots, they don't have a lot of security there because what you say what their budget is.
Right.
Then on top of that, you got to remember this too now. Because of the pandemic, a lot of entertainers' money isn't where it wants to be. I'm so, listen to me, man. I feel so sorry for anybody who's on OnlyFans because they're fucking, I know somebody right now, they just took $70K from them.
God,
they're holding.
Damn.
And that's another situation where this is the reality. Every person that made their rich on OnlyFans, I commend them because they turned the world shut down to a very good problem. OnlyFans didn't think that it was going to be this big. Remember, Mark Zuckerberg was Instagram.
Right.
But this is the funny thing. He'll take a bitch finger popping herself. That's bad, but you do all the racism shit.
Right.
It's ludicrous.
Yeah, it don't make no sense. But I mean, at the same time, I mean, OnlyFans is not the only market that they can do.
No.
Yeah.
What's going to happen is OnlyFans should leave Instagram and get their own format. Because this is the reality. If it's really freedom of speech and freedom to finger fuck yourself, what is it got? And you're an adult? Come on. Because Pornhub is still popping.
That's right.
XX video.
That's right. Yeah, so they got somewhere to go.
You got bitches jacking off donkeys. They still showing that?
Yeah, they be all right. They fuck them. They be all right.
But like you say, once they start realizing these people are making this, see, this is the thing. If OnlyFans basically was like a Cash App or a Venmo, somebody's paying you, how can you tax what somebody's paying me?
Right.
See, that's the part people understand. If it's like Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Zelle, how can you tax what somebody's paying me? It ain't got nothing to do with you. Because they didn't think these bitches were doing some remarkable shit. And these bitches were getting, I know a girl was getting $200,000 a month. I know a couple that gets $300,000 a month.
Remarkable. They do some remarkable shit.
Hell yeah.
I don't know, man. I ain't never been on OnlyFans.
You pay me $200,000 a month, I'll fight it. People, this is crazy. This is. I'm like, God damn, how you trying to kill all the hustles?
Facts. And that's a fact. They are definitely trying to kill all the hustles, man.
Yeah.
Whatever makes the most money, man, they gonna try to shut that shit down. independently.
Right now, dog, just say this right now. If Bobby Joe met a bitch at the club and every Friday he cash app her, that ain't nobody's money between her and him and the girl. So
Right.
how you gonna tax that?
Right.
See, that's the part. It's that these formats are so crazy, bro, that you trying to fuck with everything else.
Exactly.
But you niggas, but y'all let niggas Steve Bannon steal $25 million from let's fund the wall. You let Donald Trump start these bullshit ass numbers for a Donald Trump card. But because somebody want to get their rocks off of OnlyFans is bad.
Right. They want their cut.
Yeah. That's all it is. Mark Zuckerberg. He probably somewhere sucking little elephant dicks.
Yeah. Killing them.
Just crazy, my bro. Well, you know, brother, I'm so happy we have this format. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot off my chest, man. I was just, like I say, Tank. I'm blessed that you and me been put in a situation that we can grind hard, still grind hard, and see everything, you know?
Nah,
you know,
man,
we like to weather when to use umbrella and when to wear a tank top. That's all, bro. And when to put on a Tim's for the snow. No one's trying to be disrespectful to nobody. You know, we just do our thing.
That's right.
If I can't call it what I see, call it what I predict, then goddamn.
And that's important what you just said, man. We not talking no bullshit.
Yeah.
We done predicted several things on this show that happened right in front of your eyes.
I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna get the fuck off the phone. Listen. I'm not even gonna say the person's name. One of my guys is the number one guy in the fitness world, right? He's training a certain guy right now to do this thing, this little boxing match. Okay. All right, with another guy.
Okay.
All right. They called me 7 times, and I told the guy, "Look, bro, I'm just give you a bit of advice. Get yourself some good private security. Don't hire no fans. And if you're gonna move that way, don't be stingy with your pocket and move that certain way. Because if you really fear for your life and it's that bad out there in society for you, tighten the fuck up.
Yep.
You got bamboozled by a Boy Scout troop last time / pedophile that was holding you down. You saw what that got you.
Friday.
He gone and you run around looking aimless.
Friday.
Because this is the sad part. It's a goddamn shame, dog, when predators, when I mean predators, I don't mean physical, we beat niggas up, kill niggas. Predators mean strong, dominant people, whether you fucking psychologist, whether you're fucking a lawyer, whether you're a doctor, any man that's a man, and we have to let the prey dictate our life. That's how this country is right now. This is the only time in the world where the prey has dictated to the predators how they should move, how they should talk, what they should do. And that's a goddamn shame.
Goddamn shame.
Castrated, neutered men in the name of a paycheck.
Amen.
Now, if motherfuckers don't stand up for that and these bogus titles, then what the fuck we here for?
Facts. Wasting time.
You cannot wear boxers that have a PO on the front and you don't have a dick. It's usually impossible.
Wasting time.
A paycheck should never castrate you as a man.
Say that again.
All right, bro. I got to walk the route. All right, bro.
Man. No
Much
doubt,
love,
bro.
you know, I love you, man. See you soon.
I love you too, man. See you soon.
All right, bro.
Killa Jay on the line, dropping them jewels on you, giving you that work. And I concur. All that shit. It's a damn shame when you can't be a man no more. It's a goddamn shame when you can't be a man no more. I ain't gonna never stop being a man, regardless. I don't give a fuck where the checks come from. There'll always be another opportunity. And that's the most important message, man. There will always be another opportunity. There will always be another opportunity. You know, there will always be another chance. There'll always be something else. So don't get in these situations where you got to lessen yourself and, you know, get abused or get misused or, you know, get mistreated. There's always another opportunity. There's always something else. Just move forward, man. Just keep pushing forward. Don't let any of these clients trick you into thinking that's the only place you can get a check. I'm going to say that one more time. Don't let any of these clients trick you into thinking that's the only place you can get a check. If you're good, you're going to always have work. I've said it before, I say it again. there is no such thing as an unemployment line for a gunman. And on that note, I'll end the show like I always do. With all due honor and praise to the Most High, we worship thee through the divine image of our wives. Amen. And good night.